in Uniontown. Police.
Close. That's why it's a shocker to everybody. It wasn't just like he was just mean.
11 at 11 is learning new details tonight about a tragedy in Uniontown. Police found a man dead on the floor and his dog biting his neck. We first told you about the incident as breaking news at 6, but tonight at this point it's still not clear if that man died from a medical condition or from the dog bites. Channel 11's Michelle Newell spoke to a family friend tonight who says they're shocked by this discovery.
I was shocked. I was so shocked. I almost like it. I don't even know how to explain it.
Still in disbelief over what happened on this quiet street in Uniontown.
It just wasn't that the dog just got mean and just attacked. He went into a seizure. It was dark in the room, and the dog got frightened.
For Kelsey Matt.
Oh, dog got frightened? I heard that before. Dog got frightened? Y'all believe that? Hey, you former trainers out there, people formerly known as trainers, how come y'all never explain this to the public? Why haven't you told them, informed them exactly why their dogs will attack them during a seizure? I think it's important.
And the dog got frightened.
For Kelsey Matlock, Homer.
Do y'all really think a person having a seizure would frighten a dog? What does a person look like who's having a seizure? Or say dogs. Remember, dogs have seizures as well. What do they look like during a seizure? Do you think that would frighten a dog? Think about that.
It was dark in the room, and the dog got frightened.
For Kelsey Matlock, Homer Utterback, who they called Buddy, was like an uncle. His dog Petey, like a member of the family for 10 years. That's why Wednesday night doesn't seem real.
They were close. That's why it's a shocker to everybody.
Uniontown police don't know what triggered Petey that night, but they do know.
See, come on now. I have a hard time believing that. I think several of these cops and people in general, they know exactly why the dog did that.
Know what triggered Petey that night, but they do know it was unlike any other dog attack they've responded to.
A lot of dog bites and some bad ones. This is by far the most, tragic.
Okay, this was the most tragic by far. So it sounds to me like he died from the dog bites, not the seizure. At the beginning of this broadcast, they said that they were still trying to figure out if he died from the seizure or the dog bites. Well, if by the time you got to him, he no longer had a neck, does it really matter? If he had lived through the seizure, he would have been killed by the dog.
Police say the wounds the dog caused were to vital parts of Utterback's body, but they told Channel 11 it's not clear what actually caused his death, and police won't know.
How about that? Not clear? Okay.
Until the autopsy comes back.
A very nice guy. I don't have a bad thing to say about him or his family. It's a tragedy. You hate to see it.
Especially for Utterback's girlfriend, who the family says is still in disbelief.
She's crying. She just can't stop. So we're just trying to comfort her the most we can.
I'm Michelle Newell for...
Now, the general public should not be this confused. The professionals should not fail the general public in situations like this. They deserve honest and real answers, solid explanations from the experts. Y'all have an important role in society. This is one of the things y'all need to be doing, telling people exactly why things like this happen. Don't tell us you don't know. Don't tell us that. You know. I know. As the world's only dog attack experts, we know. So let's talk about it. Let's give the world more information that there should have been given a long time ago. Is so sad how we get duped and conned and lied to by the people we depend on so much. Most people are very receptive to veterinarians, any professional. To have a class lie to the general public like that, huge failure. Huge failure. Now, we all know why dogs do this. Because they're opportunists, despicable, demonic creatures. Like I said in another video, what does a man having a seizure look like? Doesn't he look like the same way he would look if he was actually getting mauled? Just like a dog. When they're about to die, they will start to spasm and shake just like that. And it's at that point that predators usually clamp down. When it sees that you look like you're dying, that's what you look like when you're having a seizure, right? Come on, people. Use your common sense. That's the good thing about this crusade. We're not complicated. The young audience will understand what we're talking about. What do you look like when you're having a seizure? You're laid out, you're shaking, you don't have any control over your body. Just imagine a dog clamped onto your neck while you're having a seizure, or a lion clamped on your neck while you're having a seizure. Imagine a person having a seizure and a predator clamped on their neck. Wouldn't that be a fitting scenario? Yeah, you're getting mauled. You might spasm. You might start to have convulsions. Predators know what that is, and they go in for the kill. They are wired to attack when they see you in a pre-weakened state, or a destroyed state, a regressed state, where it look like you're in pain, look like you're suffering, look like you're struggling, look like you're hurt. That's why they are quick to attack when they're injured, because they think other living creatures are just as despicable and opportunist as themselves. Another reason why we should not keep these things as pets. They have the most horrible character you could possibly imagine, you could possibly ask for. So welcome back. We got a late night creeper popping off. Shout out to all the members in the house. Let me see if I can do something real quick. Okay. And that's just for security purposes, because I don't see any wrenches in the house. You know, it's just for the irritating trolls. For the most part, dog lovers don't start any trouble. So you had that guy, and you know, back in I think 2016, you had this guy. He was having a seizure. Some friend, huh? Died after being attacked by his own dog having an epileptic seizure. Why? Because you look like you're dying anyways. It don't care that you've been feeding it all its worthless life, or however long you've been feeding it. It sees an opportunity to kill, and that takes priority over everything else. 2018, bloody pit bull attack started with a friend's seizure. Come on. Come on. Really? Okay, why do you think dogs do this? So-called experts. I've never seen any of them try to explain this. Y'all got a lot of explaining to do. Well, let me take that back. If you were truly experts and professionals, you'd have a lot of explaining to do. But you've had your chance. You've not given the people any explanations, so we'll do it. That's why they attack you, people. Add that to the long list of reasons why nobody should keep these things. Nobody should welcome these things in society at all. Their presence should turn everybody off. I mean, how despicable of a character could you possibly get? Again, imagine if a human was like this. You give them food, money, shelter. You give them everything that they need to live. And they turn around and attack you just because you're having a seizure, just because you're vulnerable. They suddenly develop a desire to finish you off. Oh, some friend. No, y'all better wake up. This is the opposite of a friend. What's wrong with y'all? Goofy dog culture. That's why it's going out the window. It's so goofy. People don't like this, you know. Young people, especially when they got a sense of humor, they hear something this goofy, they laugh. They be like, look, I don't want to be caught at a party. You know, people get a few drinks inside of them. And I be the butt of people joke, everybody laughing at me because I'm a nutter. Don't find yourself in a situation like that. Because you see, dog critics hang with each other. You might find yourself, if you find yourself around one dog critic, might be a good chance there's a whole lot more around them. See, y'all haven't experienced us in public yet, man. I don't think it's going to go well for you. Man died after a loyal dog attacked him when he passed out during an epileptic fit. 2020. I said 2020. I went over all of these when they happened. I went over this one when it happened. I remember it. Crazy, ain't it? 2024. And I reported on this in real time. He looked vulnerable. Otherwise, that dog wouldn't have attacked him. It would not have attacked him. Why do y'all think they do that, experts? Because I know y'all disagree. You want to bestow a loving character for dogs. That's what y'all want. And I'm saying you can't. You can't. You can't. There's no other explanation. Y'all know I recently uploaded a short video on my original channel where this lady's dog, her own dog, started to eat her face. Y'all go look at her face. Go look at her face and how she looked immediately after. She had no lips at all. She had no nose at all. These were not simple dog bites where a dog would try to wake you up, you know. That would like leave puncture wounds. This wasn't even a mauling like what you see with pit bull attacks. There was no, flesh hanging. That dog was eating her face. Because it thought she was dead. And when you're having a seizure, you look like you're close to death. So what do? Go in for the kill. Just like we'd expect any other predator to do. Not to have a heart, not to be a human, Why is it so hard to just accept that we as humans are the only ones that have these traits and characters that y'all cherish so much and try to project on the dogs? Why not just accept this only comes from humans? Why not just accept that only human youngsters are innocent and harmless? I just don't get it. Very weird stuff. Y'all remember this?
I don't know what to make of it, but I know that wasn't on purpose.
Heaven Estacio mourning the loss of her mom, Melissa, tonight. The 44-year-old mauled to death in her Somerset home Friday night, killed by her 8-year-old pit bull, Amigo.
She always knew how to make you laugh. She's in a better place now.
The DA says the dog attacked the victim while she was having a seizure, but her family says Melissa had epilepsy for decades and the dog since it was...
Did y'all hear what the daughter said at the beginning? Let's hear that again.
I don't know what to make of it, but I know that wasn't on purpose.
Wasn't on purpose. I know y'all remember that. This one of those stories that kind of burn into your memory. Said it wasn't on purpose. It accidentally started mauling her. Now, not the first time we've heard them say this. And again, if they can accidentally maul you to death, that's not a pet. That does violate the reckless endangerment laws, right? The CHILD endangerment laws. Look them up. Yeah, it does. It's deadly. Check. It can kill on accident. Check. Not even a gun can do that. A loaded gun can't have an accident. It has to physically be manipulated. The dog does not. You get charged if there's a loaded gun. Nothing happens if there's a dog. And if something happens with the dog, accident. Okay.
Heaven Estacio mourning the loss of her mom, Melissa, tonight. The 44-year-old mauled to death in her Somerset home Friday night, killed by her 8-year-old pit bull, Amigo.
She always knew how to make you laugh. She's in a better place now.
The DA says the dog attacked the victim while she was having a seizure, but her family says Melissa had epilepsy for decades and the dog since it was a puppy. They believe it was just trying to help.
What happened that night, it never happened like that before. I don't want to...
Well, obviously. Yeah, obviously she hasn't killed her before. But I know what she's trying to say. I know what she means. She's saying it's never shown aggression. We've heard that before. That's a common narrative with dog attacks. We heard that before. That's one I want to respect what she's saying here. All she's saying is, hey, we've never seen it act aggressively. That is very common. At one point, I even said that might be the dominant narrative in dog attacks.
I don't want to see my dog get put down for something that he was only trying to help with.
The incident...
Oh, now it was trying to help. Okay. She hasn't changed her story. I think she's just elaborated. She said it wasn't on purpose at the beginning. Now she's saying it was trying to help. So it wasn't on purpose because it was actually trying to help her. But how? How? By biting her. By mauling her. Clamping down, holding and shaking. How does that help? The dog is aware that that's how you kill. So how did it think that would help? Even with a dog's brain. Because she's the one saying it, that it was trying to help and it didn't do it on purpose. Okay, let's go with that brain. How is that supposed to help? And she also saying that the dog knew that she was having a seizure. It was aware that it was looking at a seizure. Yeah, I can't believe that. I'm sorry, I can't co-sign with that. Look like to me, it's dogs are deranged, despicable, disgusting, evil opportunists. It knew that she was incapacitated and, behaving as if she was nearing death. And it got excited and badly wanted to get that kill, to sort of feel like it was responsible for the kill, the hunt and the kill. That's what makes sense. That's what it is. Dogs are dogs. When a dog attacks, all the other dogs gang up and attack that same victim. It's instinct. They don't have to think about it. They're born with the instinct to attack, attack, attack. No other animal like this on the planet, man.
Is the second of its kind in Bristol County this year. A dog also killed a teenage boy in Dighton back in May, with town selectmen voting to euthanize it. The fate of Amigo, however, remains unclear, as the family of his owner mourns what they say was just an accident.
All my mom ever wanted was for me and her 3 kids was to have a better life than she could. And I just want to say I love you, Mom.
Okay. Some of you might have noticed something there. Okay. Toledo.
New at 11, the family dog turns on its owners. Even a knife and a taser couldn't stop him.
Sorry about that. Y'all remember that one. That's a classic. Toledo, Ohio. 26-year-old man killed by pit bull during grand mal seizure. 2021. This is a pattern. So why do they do it? You look weakened. You look hurt. You look like you're hurting, like you're in pain, like you would if you were being mauled. So it sees you, and it also sees death and wants a part of it. Why do y'all treat these things like pets, like lovable creatures? Anything but. 2023. Well, let's get into it. Bitten to death by dog after suffering epileptic seizure. Again, December 2023. That was right around the corner. 56-year-old man from Kortrijk. That's West Flanders. It was his own dog. Man had suffered a seizure and his dog reacted very aggressively. You look like you're dying when you're having a seizure. That's why they attack you, people. What do you think about that, you dog owners? I want to hear from the dog owners. Jeez. What do you think about the character of dogs now, after this revelation? I mean, do you think dogs have a huge heart and they're loving and really? With this information in mind, I'd love to know that. If they attack you, and y'all know it's true, let's be real, stop playing dumb. Don't try to hit me with no scientific babble. Please don't. Let's be real. You look like you're dying, they are killers, so they jump in on it. The animal bit him on the carotid artery. Dog had already reacted very aggressively to its owner's previous seizure. Whoa. A pattern of the dog attacking its owner whenever its owner would have a seizure. They're saying it was a pattern with just this one owner. Okay, any dog lovers disagree? Any dog lovers disagree with me? I've never laid this out like this. Where I'm just, telling y'all why they do this. Clearly, this is a pattern, right? Yes. Why do they do it? I'm telling you why. And y'all know it's the truth. That's why I love the truth. I love the truth. We all should celebrate the truth. So let's segue into something else. How y'all doing? Midway point of the show, somewhere around there. Now, when we think of a seizure, and like I said, you look like you're dying. You look vulnerable, extremely vulnerable. This is why the dog attacks you. Seeing that that's the case, wouldn't that sort of answer why they attack you in other similar scenarios? Right? Like when you're asleep. Y'all remember this, right? I made a short video. I'll upload it a little later on my original channel. Be sure to check that out. I remember talking about this though. But never forget, I don't want people to forget, NBC News reported this too. Baby swings may trigger dog attack, expert says. Oh, really? But we're all familiar with dogs launching attacks on people while they're sleeping. Why do you think they do that? We just talked about the lady who was knocked out. She was asleep. She had taken some pills, some medication, knocked her out. While she was knocked out, dog started eating her face. That's what dogs do. Why do you think they're doing that? You look vulnerable. You look helpless. You look defenseless. It's very easy to kill you right now. And this creature that's supposed to have a heart as big as the sun decides to take you out just because it can. No reason. You haven't done anything to it. All you've done is taken care of it all its worthless life. Dog savagely attacks sleeping infant? Why? That was in 2012. Look at this. Dog owner confessions. My dog bit me this morning while sleeping. If y'all do a search and you talk to dog owners, quite often they get bitten while they're asleep. I know a whole bunch of dog lovers right now say, yep. Dog bites them while they're asleep. They sitting in the chair, fall asleep, doze off. They wake up to their dog biting them. They jump, the dog jump, and that's the end of the bite. But you remember that. See, if you don't move, they'll take it a step further. Look at this. My dog bit me while I was completely asleep, and I have no idea what to do. See, before they bite you, they sit there and they stare at you for a long time, dog lovers. Y'all know this is what they do. I mean, how does that feel? That don't creep you out? It sit there and it stares at you for a long time and then tries you out to see if you're dead. Let's talk about this friend. Man's best friend. And if you don't wake up, it starts to bite and chew, and suddenly you ain't got no lips. All your teeth showing. Your nose gone. Your eyelids gone. Y'all remember that one guy got ate up, had his face eaten by these. Even said his eyelids were gone. They got to him, he had no lips. All his teeth were showing, and all his eyeballs were showing. This was a little dog. I think it wasn't no sausage mutts. If y'all scroll through the classic list on Wikipedia with dog attacks, you will see several took place while the victim was asleep. More than I can talk about right now. I mean, it is flooded. And I'm not just talking about the United States. When you look at the dog attacks around the world, and they provide a lot of them. You can see them right here. Especially with young victims. Quite often, they're sound asleep. Sound asleep. That guy in the store, I uploaded a short video on my original channel. He was getting beat up by some other guy inside of a store. And after he got beaten up, his dog started mauling him. Okay, before the dog started mauling him, the dog, it looked like it was just, testing him out. It hadn't latched onto him yet. The man's punching him, he's kicking, and then he kicks him in the face, and then the dog finally latches onto him. I don't think that was misplaced aggression, because the dog was not in a rage at that moment. It's not like the dog was fighting a different dog at that moment. It wasn't like redirected aggression. It simply saw that, hey, he's getting beaten on, getting punched and beaten on, and he's screaming, squealing like prey. May as well take him out. I'm telling you, these things, if you ask me, as a narrator for the world's only dog attack experts, these things have the worst character you could imagine. And it's so bad that people haven't really reflected on it yet. Dog lovers have not really reflected on dogs' true character yet. And this is their true character. It's a horrible, and it's so horrible and despicable and evil, it's hard for you to even understand it. That's why they lie to you and tell you it's something else. Or they just don't talk about it at all. Like with these seizures, they've not even attempted yet. They have not even attempted to explain it, or at least not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. There's been a lot. There is a lot. And I always encourage people, hey, do your own searches. There's been a lot of posts in forums quarrels. Here's one on quarrel. Why do dogs sometimes bite their owners while they're sleeping and then run away from them after they wake up? Well, I'm telling you, I've already told you. They're checking to see if you're dead. You wake up, they're shocked and run away. And then y'all wake up and start talking about how much it loves you. How ignorant and dangerous, Lord. I mean, with the behavior of these things in mind, what are y'all doing? What are these people doing? You want to pretend like this thing loves you and like it's a 2-year-old? Oh, Lord. Lord, this is why I say y'all better get out of this culture. Okay? The grassroots narratives run the world. That's just how it is. Get out of this culture. When you look at the world, it's primarily run by the grassroots, regardless of race. Look at how influential UFC is. That's nothing but a beer drinking, backyard fighting culture. But it's here. That's the culture. We gotta stop playing dumb. Why? How is this supposed to benefit us? To just go through life pretending like these things love us, are harmless, would never attack us, especially when they're going out their way to show us they're willing to attack us. Even you, no matter if you are the owner, feeding it all its worthless life. Lord, people. I don't know how they pulled it off, but they managed to regress humanity. They managed to reverse evolution. Because we've not always been like this. This extreme, sick, crazy nuttery really just started. You can do a Reddit search. Okay, I'm serious. This is fairly common. My dog bit me while asleep. I have no idea why. Bitten on face while sleeping. Puppy bit me while I was asleep. Dog bit me after I woke up by accident. Okay, that's pretty common too. Okay, y'all think this is, I mean, with this in mind, doesn't it seem real dumb to pretend like this thing loves you? Like, what? And you so dumb you gonna go to sleep around it? Something is deadly. And, you just end up in a very compromised position, like that girl who ended up crawling outside of her hotel room with a pit bull latched her arm. She crawling on her back inside of an elevator, right? Creating a horror movie scene. Insane. Yeah. They just don't think it'll happen to them. Until it does, and then what do? They go right back again. Jacqueline Duran, Brooklyn Curry, shout out to y'all. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the YouTube Twilight Zone. This is the Twilight Zone of YouTube. I challenge anybody to find more strange, twisted, backwards, and disturbing area of YouTube. The media knows full well they cannot ignore nuttery as it exists today. They made a wild and sloppy attempt to try to address dog culture with this Kristi Noem situation. I don't know what that was all about. Y'all gonna have to come better than that. This is a ridiculous segment of society, and we cannot evolve with dog culture. Dog culture must go, and it will go. It's only a matter of time. Like I said, dog culture critics of dog culture we grow. We don't deplete in number. Shout out to everyone able to join me for another late night creeper. And I hope you can join me on the next as we continue with this crusade.